Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me. This is GGF bringing you episode 45, halfway to 90, of Let's Play Pillars of Eternity. Bong bong, mashallah. Hope you guys are doing well and having a good time with this thing called life. We're going to get it in today, guys. We're at Cadnua and we're headed towards Defiance Bay. We got a new party member last episode. If you didn't see that, definitely pause this and go check it out. She is Sagani, the Boreal Dwarf Ranger / Hunter, and her animal companion, Itumak, or Tumak, I'm not sure how she pronounced it. But we'll turn Swift Aim on, even though she has Wounding Shot. She's going to be a melee tank taking this place of Pashel.
Walls need some work before this place is secure. My husband could fix them right up.
But, yeah. We're not done equipping her yet. She's only got 37 deflections, so we've got to keep an eye on that. Her damage reduction is good, though. Speaking of that, we're going to upgrade this plate armor and give it an attribute bonus of Constitution 1. To get Constitution 2, we would need a diamond. And, while I'd like to wait for that, I bet we could find one in Defiance Bay, so let's hold off on that. But yeah, I guess she's pretty much ready to go. We'll see how it works. She's got crazy interrupt and accuracy, but it's melee. And as much as I'd like to have her using her unique hunting bow, she's using 2 uniques in dual wielding. Kana is still sticking with the arquebus, which has not actually been fined. Could slay, but that's neither here nor there. And we gave him a warhammer to dual wield with the legendary hatchet. He's got nice accuracy as well with that, but we're going to keep him with arquebus. Now, from what I gather, if we were to deck him out in a similar fashion as Sagani, we can make him maybe a reliable tank type because he comes with a fine S-stock, which is a 2-handed giant sword, so it would seem like he'd be able to fit the bill of a tank type, but we're going with Sagani. And we'll see how it goes. So let's get out of here. We have some stuff to stash, it looks like the fine dagger. Let's stash that. No one can use the outworn buckler right now, which is a bit of a bummer. Was a good buckler, but we don't have a paladin at the moment. So we're going to stash that. We only have 1,100 gold going into the bay, Defiance Bay, which means that if we find any cool shops, we may not be able to afford anything. We're still working on the main keep. Can't really do anything else here. Warden's Lodge is complete. Oh, wait, the Warden's Lodge is completed. Let's go check that out, because we can get high-level bounties, or different types of bounties. And look at this. We've got some walls now. I don't remember them being there. Let's see where the Warden's Lodge was. All these different ruined outbuildings. That's Bright Hollow or whatever. Let's come check here, as this seems to have been redone. We'll head in and check it out.
They'll never know I'm here.
Okay, I don't think it was actually redone. Little bit. It's still pretty dingy and dirty in some places. We have to further deck it out. But I think that's Bright Hollow. not sure at the moment where the Warden's Lodge would be. Ah, here's Bright Hall. The upstairs has been done. Look at this. We haven't been up here. This is new. We've got a bed we can rest in. There's really no need right now. The window on the other side of the curtain looks down on a tangled mess of overgrown hedges. There's probably not anything hidden in this area, but definitely want to check. There's a bunch of rooms. Ah, there is a chest there, okay. The wilderness of the Deerwood rambles on behind the house. Oh, it's an empty chest. There's Itumak, some sort of like Arctic fox. Another empty chest. Wilderness of the Deerwood. It's probably the same in all the rooms, but we'll just double check. Because some of these beds have descriptors on them. The thick woven weir wool feels soft and warm. Ah, that could be something. Dresser, drawer, nothing. So we're going to have to go find the Warden's Lodge and see what kind of bounties we could take on. Those should pay well and will get us some spending cash for Defiance Bay, which we are going to be heading that way soon enough. It's the next stop on the tour, pretty much. Unless we get a good bounty from the bounty master, the warden. I know I keep saying we're going to head to Defiance Bay. It will happen. Bear with me, guys. Let's see.
Margaret's fire casts light in dark places.
The warden's not up here. Alright, so that's Bright Hollow.
Walls need some work before this place is secure. My husband could fix them right up.
I'll have to get in touch with him. Only weeds grow in this dusty patch. Is this warden place actually complete? Are we sure? Oh, it's way over there. Dang. Alright. Forgot to check the map. Sagani wants to chat. I don't know if we checked it this way. Oh yeah, we did. New map discovered. Bright Hollow, 60 XP earned. Alright, the game even has bounties. That's awesome. Can't wait to check them out.
I'm on the trail.
One glass eye and several teeth are missing from this scolder head. This field journal contains sketches of Admith's wort, deercap, and other common plants. 6 fruit. And Warden Feargan.
Well met, friend.
The grizzled old man takes a puff from his pipe and nods at you. Was wondering when you'd be dropping by. Kith around here have been hit with more than their share of trouble of late. I'm up to my ear in bounty offers. Figured at least one of these might interest someone with your skills. What are the most recent bounties? Now I ought to warn you, there's a reason these bounties are still on offer. These are tough bastards, every one of them. If you're not up to it now, feel free to come back around when you're better prepared. In the meantime, here's a good batch to start us off. There's the standing bounty on Sly Cyrodiil's head, of course. Then there's the forest lurker haunting the trade routes, and this ogre shaman should fetch a good price. And up last is one, War Chief Iklak. I want to know about Sly Cyrodiil. This bounty comes all the way from New Haomar. Sly Cyrodiil and some of his accomplices have escaped the prison there and killed 2 Justicars on the way out. The guards are itching after revenge. A man matching a description was seen near Mogren's Fork. He's well armed and will have his friends with him too. Tell me about the forest lurker. Let's see, word is this big forest lurker's taken up residence in the Black Meadow, just off the main road. The merchants have been calling it the Dweller, and they want it gone before it starts chewing up their caravans. I'll take on the ogre. That's one that keeps making the rounds. Nalran the Wise, he's some kind of ogre shaman. They say he's raided a half-dozen farms all over the Deerwood. Word is he's holed up somewhere in Elmshore, though nobody who went looking for him has been seen since. Tell me about the War Chief. War Chief Iklak. He's a Zorp, if the name didn't tip you off. He moves around a lot, but he's known to haunt the Valewood from time to time. Folks want him dealt with before he takes up with the dragon. I'll be going. New quests.
I shall be discreet.
Black Meadow, the Dweller. Alright, mashallah. So,
It's very nice. We're not sleeping here, are we?
let's check what she's got to say. Sagani. Durance has not been heard from yet. Let's talk to him, actually. Thought I felt your eyes on me. Now come the words. The questions I wanted to ask you.
If doubts and curiosity plague you, you're skidding your knuckles on the wrong door.
Why were we supposed to meet? The why of it is that you're a watcher, he snorts. A watcher runs 2 roads of why. For me, it's a matter of what. There was a time when I wouldn't have spared a thought for your words, or even bothered with you. But now, seeking out watchers is what I do, to put the truth to them, see which of the 2 ways they bend. He smiles slightly, taunting. Truth? What kind of truth? Either you're a dry field in need of a harvest burning, he frowns for a moment, his eyes flat, or you're lost in the darkness. Either way, you can see differently from others. He gives a half smile, then his tone becomes accusing. I can tell by the way you notice the staff first off. Not many can see it at first, nor the etchings or the flames, but your eyes. He stares at you, almost eagerly nodding. Your eyes trace the path. That I could see. So which are you, a dry field or lost in darkness? Durance's face tenses. The day we don't trade that question back and forth is the day our paths no longer need to be joined. And the trial, Durance's hand clenches his staff, the trial is done. You're putting me on trial then. You know this nation is diseased. Don't need to be a watcher to see it in the children, the politics, the men that stalk the roads with knives in hands and murder in their eyes. This land needs life again, new seeds planted in the burned soil. His voice drops, mocking, and his eyes narrow. And something tells me you can see the path to making that future happen. Watcher, your kind always does. So then, we need to make sure you see truly now. The nation, its people, don't need any more lies binding them, nor do I. You test the truth. You don't blindly accept it. How do you plan to test me? Sharing the road, of course. One truth to match another, matching each other's pace, keeping rhythm. Other priests can keep their teachings and rantings. For my faith, my teaching, sharing the road is a simple, hard truth. His smile widens and his hands tap against his waist once, then twice. And when you knock one truth against the leg of another, why, both legs stand firm. But now, if you strike a lie at the knee with the same force, his smile dies and his eyes narrow. Why, you make a cripple with but one leg to stand on. Is that why you carry that staff? Is that why I... Durrance is about to launch another volley of words, blinks, and then he rolls his head back and laughs deeply, the laughter coming until it seems the air will run out of his lungs, until it seems forced. Perhaps your words are worth listening to, Watcher. He frowns, any trace of humor gone, but the truth will win out. Keep pace and we'll see. Let me ask you something else.
The cost of troubling me seems to worry you little.
I wanted to ask about the region and its history. Durrance grunts. Do you know anything of the Deerwood and the surrounding nations? Deerwood's the best of them, still has spirit if a land can have one. It's a place where a man can walk freely, even make new roads, and that's a rare thing in this world. Its generations, however, are damned, so no new footfalls may spell an end to it. Do you mean the Hollowborn? Yes, Aethys' last stab at revenge after he was ended. Durrance frowns. Aethys was the god of rebirth, and his light does not fall on the Deerwood. I've heard some claim it's his doing, his death. It closed the halls to new souls. He scoffs. I don't believe it. The problem is closer than that, and as always, it involves women and men, and they are always circling within and without. The Valian Republics, Rad Saris, the Saints' War, one big bladed spiral, shredding everything around it. How do you feel about the Valian Republics? Durrance snorts. Fortune seekers garbed in robes of office, manipulators, traitors and traitors all. Don't hold them in high regard? Durrance grunts. Any country so obsessed with style might as well be wearing scarves over their eyes. Keep vigilant or they'll turn you into slaves as soon as ink dries on the trade treaty. The Deerwood and all its internal riches is too tempting, especially if someone else tames the country and the face painters for them. Face painters? Durrance waves his hand dismissively. Tribes, Glonfothans, cluster around the ruins like flies. What about Rad Saris? Durrance's face flushes and a sheen of sweat forms on his brow. Too many adjectives to that so-called nation. Civil unrest, economic collapse, all tinder, just needing the right spark. Some farmer shows up, takes a god into himself, then takes a crown on his head. This divine kingdom he tries to set up goes about as well as you'd expect. A trickle of sweat runs down the side of Durrance's cheek and sinks into his beard. Suddenly, the population of heretics goes up by about half, and again, and Aethys starts turning his blood-stained gaze to every blasphemer he can find. Cleaning house is one way to put it. His face darkens and his eyes narrow. Purge is another. Put them and their god in their place, though, with enough force to kill that damn country, too. Not a supporter of the country of Rad Saris? Aloth passes by casually, muttering under his breath, surely you know where this is going by now. It's not a country, it's a gathering of cowards, odd-ear puppets. They used to be an optimistic bunch, a bright bunch. Durrance laughs at bright as if a private joke. Was their undoing. Should have embraced their misery without letting a farmer lead them to a brighter ruin. Almost Aethys puppets, too. Put an end to that. They dangled on his strings, Widewind dangled on theirs. They would never have had any success on the battlefield had not their god come down. The Saints' War, Durin snarls, needed to call on their god to have a chance. Tell me about the Saints' War. Durin's eyebrows draw together in a frown, then he grunts. Keep forgetting your feet are new to the Deerwood. The Saints' War.
Wasn't a war. It was a god stepping past himself. The country of Raed Saris and all their heathens. They're paying for it now. Although by my count, the fire should have roared through their country with more force, catching all their souls. Truth, it wasn't even a war. It was a cautionary tale about pride. Specifically, Widewind's pride. He should have stayed a farmer.
Durin growls. Loving this lore, though. What happened? Was, 15, 16 years ago? 2807? Durin pauses and shakes his head and shrugs. My memories are back with the younger me. I don't hold on to dates. I hold on to actions and causes. The war was an act of arrogance, born straight from Raed Saris' twitching legs. A man thinking himself more than a man, Durin snorts. Want to kill someone? Tell him a god speaks through him. Then tell him he means him to lead, which puts him at the front of any army, and the army was as strong as you'd expect for Raed Saris, as sick as that country was to begin with, yet a war was likely just what they needed. What was wrong with the country? Raed Saris has its shares of troubles. It deserves all of them. It deserved Widewind. He was the light that led them to flame. Raed Saris was in decline, out-air poison already eating its veins, economic bleeding, the dying of their faith. Durin frowns. Then Widewind, the farmer, claims to take up Aethys in the flesh and gives them the worst kind of hope. What happened then? They crown him. Durin taps his head, making a slight bow, and when his face turns back to you, he's wearing a feral smile. They make him king, the worst kind of blasphemy. And once he wears the crown on his head and the god in his flesh, why, he starts making changes, divine changes. Durin's eyes blaze. Then he decides he's going to change us, save us. How? He marches on the Deerwood to free us from our beliefs like he freed the other souls in Raed Saris. Cold Morn offers up its belly with no resistance, and it's spared. Durin snarls. The bloodshed starts when he sacks Mercy Vale. A touch of irony that puts it to the flame. Cold Morn? Durin spits, snarls. Cowards, and Cold Morn is an apt name for them. They lay still, frozen while their fellows burn. They'll pay Mogren's price one day for such cowardice. What did Aethys do next? Aethys keeps marching. Deerwood takes to the trees, cutting at his flanks, his scouts, his troops. It seemed they're hopeless. Durin's face becomes grim and smiles slightly, until Halgot Citadel, the Godhammer. There we put him to the flame, burned the god out of him, if there ever was one to begin with. Dozen brave men and women take to the bridge, make a stand. Then we torched him there with the fire of the Godhammer. I wanted to ask about the region and its history. Keep troubling me, and I may extend the tithe bowl for each question. Enough questions for now. Let the road keep us until the next campfire. Very cool, though. That was awesome. Really dig the lore. Let's talk to Sagani. Sagani draws up beside you. Her fox following at her heels and takes a seat next to you.
Even if you are putting one over on me, it's nice to have a hunting party again.
You've been searching for Persoc for 5 years?
5 years for me. Must be 30-something for Ichimok.
Hearing his name, the fox looks up. How's the search going?
It's been a long hunt. A long time away from my family. Before, I'd crossed the tundra of Nasitok following caribou herds. I didn't want to leave Kalu and our children, but I was eager to visit lands my people rarely do.
Right.
But 5 years without finding him. It's like 2 hours of necking. I'm ready to be done with it.
She scratches at a callus on her middle finger and adjusts the bow hung over her shoulder. Why do you have to find Persoc?
Soul recovery is an old village tradition. We call it the Tarnek Ilitsak. Once in a generation, we seek the soul of a much respected and long dead village elder. We tell him what's changed in the village, how people remember him. The only other Tarnek Ilitsak during my lifetime happened when I was a girl, not long after Persoc died. We feasted on blubber and fermented milk for a week, and we honored the chosen huntress as a hero.
Huh, she sighs.
Then she left, and we returned to our duties. We still sang her name to the skies during festival season, but we otherwise didn't speak of her.
What happened to her? I don't think she ever returned. It happens that way sometimes. She folds her arms, her expression sober. People often forget what isn't in front of them. She frowns. I think of that frequently.
It's not being forgotten by my village that troubles me. But sometimes I wonder how my husband and children remember me, if they think of me often.
Of course they do. They must. I would like to believe it, and yet sometimes days go by and I realize that they have not crossed my thoughts. Such days are rare, but they happen. She looks away, tugging at the strap of her quiver. It shames me to think of it, but more than that, it scares me.
Still, there's no point in dwelling on it. More often I find myself wondering whether Persoc will remember us. You claim to see souls. What do you think? Do you remember your past lives?
She gives you a sidelong glance and sighs. Yes, in fragments. She leans a hair's breadth closer. Really? What's that like? I've been learning a lot about myself.
Good things, I hope. Maybe Persoc will be the same way. Would make my job of telling him about the village a lot easier.
The stripe of pain across her eyes widens. Has your village changed much since this time?
Masuk is probably much the same as it was 100 years ago. We live between tundra and frozen forests, and the land takes as much as it gives. But our hardships bring us together. And the elders truly unite us. They keep the stories of past generations, and they guide us from season to season, through good years and lean.
She brushes a braid behind her shoulder. Itamak brushes against her hip and she scratches his head. Recently, there's been a lot of good years. My aunts say we've had fewer clashes with neighboring villages thanks to the hunting territories that Persoc helped establish. In bad years, we rely on trade with the merchants that pass our shores. We exchange walrus tusks and seal pelts for grains that last us the hard winters. Persoc brokered a lot of those agreements too. She holds up the bear figurine. He got this from one of the Almua ships that used to trade with us. It sounds like Persoc did a lot for your people.
That's what I'm supposed to remind him.
She shoves the Adra bear back in her caribou skin pack. Sounds like you're on a hunt of your own, though. You feeling the thrill of the chase? Or ready for this to be over? I enjoy the adventure. Every day brings something new. She smiles. Refreshing indeed. She rises and stretches, looking around. We've got darkness on our side. Shall we move on? I'd like to talk some more. What's on your mind? Tell me about Itamak. She scratches behind his ear. A good hunter, but not much of a talker, and that's been fine by me. When we hunt in Nazatok, we almost always bring our foxes with us. They help us track and flush game, and they're fearless defenders against bears and snow leopards. However, Itamak has always been my favorite. He wags his brushy tail. What's on your mind? What do you do back in Nazatok? I'm a long hunter. I stalk game across the tundra with some of the other wives. We usually hunt caribou and oxen, but we find hares and birds too. It's a good and respected position. To see so much of Nazatok in the company of my friends and sisters, this is one of the pleasures of life in Masuk. You have a family back in the village? Of course, we never send a woman who hasn't had the chance to find a mate and have a couple of children of her own. What's your husband like? Kalu's a good man. He raised our children well and built us a strong home while I've been away on hunts. Our parents chose us for one another when we were still young, not the way things are usually done here, but ours chose well. She smiles. We came to appreciate each other as helpmates first, then friends, and then, well, you know how it goes. There's a hint of a blush below the stripe of face paint. Tell me about your children. I've had 5, Yukona, Estuya, Najuo, Anik, and Malak. Estuya and Anik died young in long, lean winters. Malak was barely talking when I left. She scrapes a thumbnail along the handle of her hunting knife. He probably won't know me when I get home. She frowns, her hand falling from the knife. Even in Nasatak, I spend most of my time on the hunt, but then it's easier to relish the hunt when I know I'll see my family enjoying our kill. Aren't you worried your husband will? Are you kidding? I'm the best shot in Masuk. That's all? She nods. I want to know about your homeland. Nasatak? She rubs her nose with one broad finger. It's a big island in the middle of the Deadfire Archipelago, just off the coast of the White That Wends. Tundra mostly, with a few snow-covered forests in the warmer parts. Most of us live in fairly small villages, by standards here anyway. Mine is Masuk. What's Nasatak like? She shrugs. Cold, but not as cold as the White That Wends. The few Kith who visit Nasatak find it sparse, but there's plenty to sustain a village if you know where to look. She ticks the items off of her calloused fingers. We get hides and meat from caribou, seals, and small whales. Bone too, which makes fine bows and arrowheads. Community is important to us. We survive or perish together, so everything we do, every week-long hunt, every wall we build, is for the village. Who lives there? Mostly Enutonic, like me. People here call us Boreal Dwarves. Migratory clans of Glomfelin from the White That Wends sometimes spend the colder seasons on Nazatok, but we don't see too many other foreigners who can't tolerate the elements. She pats a weather-bronzed arm. Those of us born in Nazatok like to say we have a hardy layer of sealskin just beneath our flesh. Tell me more about Masuk. We're a tundra village. To an outsider's eyes, we're probably not much different from the others around us, but our elders have stories that go back hundreds of years. Epic hunts, battles with neighboring villages, sojourns across the sea. We share these stories too. That's all? She nods. I'm curious about your search for Persok. I'll tell you what I can, but Tarnik Ilitsak pilgrimages like mine are rare. How did you get picked to come search for Persok? She grins. Another old village tradition. The elders watch the caribou migrations and cast seal bones to determine the right time for this journey. When the omens were determined, all the village wives drew shark teeth. We're the ones that go away to hunt and fish, so we're the best suited for a task like this. Anyway, I grabbed the little tooth. She frowns. Traveling so far is a rare privilege for us, but as you can see, the journey can be unpredictable. What are your thoughts on my search? She frowns. Helps to know what you're hunting. You've got a lot of tracks to follow, but where they'll lead is anyone's guess. Let's move on. Alright, I want to talk to
Aye?
Aloth. Aloth looks at you with quiet attentiveness. How may I be of service? Any thoughts on what I should do next? He tugs at his sleeves. Merwald urged you to seek out these leading key agents in Defiance Bay, yes? If his condition is any warning, we should find them with all haste. That's all? Okay. Man, a few words. We got our bounties.
Sure.
Let's quick save, see how long we've been playing. 34 minutes. And we'll head to the Black Meadow for the Lurker. And see how that goes. And then there's Valewood. and Mogren's Fork. 18 hours to get there. Security reports that Bleak Hollow bandits will attack in 3 days. Oh boy. Now we've got to search for Shrine of Gallowayne. Gotta search for this hunter. Oh, or lurker. Greater Earthblight. Where did he come from? Oh dang, it's him, the Dweller. Oh snap. And Menpurgra. Oh, we're so done. This is not nice. Oh, stag mode. Durance, yeah, this is not gonna go well. Durance, go ahead and interdict them, daze them all. Aloth, throw a fireball right there. Kana, keep firing away.
How may I help?
Aloth, throw another fireball in there.
Hey there.
Aztec worth and rock!
Attend to the priest!
The turret goes down. Yeah, we have very little shot at this. Troll's barely injured. Yeah.
That's it!
Okay, I'm just gonna reload because we just have no shot at all. Back to Canoa we go. Let's see. Stash can now be accessed.
I feel sorry for whoever has to clean up this place.
Right. Activate Swift Aim.
Sure.
Let's check the journal. Let's check the cyclopedia. We haven't checked the new bestiary. For, let's see, constructs, flesh construct. For Delimgon, are forest spirits of Eric Glonfoth that are bound into ancient, often petrified trees or Adra monuments. They appear to have mostly elven-shaped bodies, but their skin is made of wood and their hair is long and plant-like. Adragans appear to have skin made of Adra. Whoa. Delimgon glows slightly and often have tiny motes of light around them. They do not wear clothes but lack sexual organs as they only have the overall shape of humanoids. Delimgon are entirely magical beings, so do not use physical weapons to attack. Their attractiveness is used in tandem with their magic, typically to stop attackers or lure them to their deaths. These creatures draw their essence from their environments. While they have physical bodies and can be killed if those bodies are destroyed, their survival also depends on the health of their environment. They feel no natural animosity towards other beings, but they will defend their territories fiercely. Thus, Delimgon and Adraborn, may individually be more or less hostile depending on the well-being of their locale and on whether other explorers or adventurers have in the past proved dangerous or benign. They are a natural roadblock to large-scale development. While rural tribes in Eric Glonfoth often live peacefully alongside them, expanding or developing cities and towns may find themselves beset by hostile Delimgon. Some Kith, too, oppose the destruction of Delimgon habitats. City dwellers generally support this notion, believing that their souls will simply reincarnate in other forests or back into Kith. Delimgon are traditionally friendly towards rangers and druids. Their spiritual link with trees has led to greater understanding of the link between rangers and their animal companions, though a definitive connection has yet to be made. And the Pugra, a Delimpugra, rotten leaf, more typically called Pugra, rotten, is a Delimgon that has been corrupted by the destruction of their home tree, or Adrastone. They are as ugly as Delimgon are beautiful, spindly and emaciated with cool tones to their skin. Their hair is dead, dark, and slimy, their facial features contorted, and their teeth long and sharp. Unlike Delimgon, they are not surrounded by motes of light, and they are more than willing to attack unfortunate travelers with their long talons. Pugra decorate themselves with the skulls, skins, and feathers of animals they've killed. Just as Delimgons seek to maintain the health of their forests, Pugra seek to corrupt them, making the two species mortal enemies. The rot that infects them, having some stomach issues at the moment, endows their attacks with a ghastly poison, but it also makes their bodies weak and brittle, leaving them vulnerable to piercing and crushing attacks. Since they can no longer draw essence from a healthy forest, they must survive by drawing energy and essence out of plants, animals, and kit. This makes them natural allies with shadows, which feed by similar means and enjoy the benefits of a shared hunt. They are hostile toward all life, but rangers and druids are their most common foes. They're nasty. They can do some serious magic. Oh, we've got Drake. Drakes represent the middle stage of a dragon's life cycle. They have developed from worms but have not reached and may never reach the dragon stage. Drakes will aggressively defend their territory and seek to expand it as much as possible. Drakes are actively hostile against other drakes who represent competition for scarce resources. Their coloration reflects the territory they have claimed. A drake living in a swamp, for instance, may be shades of green, brown, and black, and possess nictitating membranes, a flat snout, and raised nostrils. While all drakes can breathe fire, many also develop alternate breath attacks, incorporating other elements. We fought a worm, actually. Defeated 13 of them. Young dragons begin their life cycles as worms. Though most never develop beyond that stage, worms are clever and sly, if not especially intelligent. To develop into a drake and eventually a dragon, a worm must have ample space and resources. They will not develop if they live near existing drakes and dragons. They must seek out a habitat that has not already been claimed by a larger counterpart. Immunity to ground abilities. Since the chances of further development are low, worms will band together in covens for survival. They are bold and highly aggressive creatures, if not particularly intelligent. The intense competition for food and territory demands this. Good reflex. Damage slash 11 to 16. Doesn't say that they're ranged, though they do ranged attacks. They're good against burns, so fireballs against large groups of them, not a great idea. Level 2 beasts. Earth blights. We've seen that. Flame blights. Lions were once a common sight on the plains east and south of Erglonfoth's great forests, but colonization in the eastern reach has pushed the great cats back to the relative safety of the territory between Glonfothin and Deerwooding communities. In addition to their great power, lions are known for their roar, a terrifying sound that can strike fear into the hearts of even the bravest kith. And the elder lions, they're wicked. DR is only 4 though, but look at that fortitude. And that reflex, 22 might, wow, level 9. We defeated 1. Even a regular lion, 20 might, 18 con. Yeah, pretty tough. 29 to 39 pierce, 137 endurance. Lurkers. Ogres. Let's pick this up next time, guys, because we have more to go, and I'm kind of having stomach and issues. So I want to thank you guys for joining me. Hope you enjoyed this more lore-based episode, as sometimes we do, and I always love it when we do. Maybe we'll head down to that map again that we met Sagani on and continue clearing it. I think the bounties are going to be too hard for us at the moment, so we'll maybe pass on those for now, but hope you enjoyed. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe. If you really enjoy my stuff and want to help out, check out becoming a member. The details are in the description. Every little bit helps, so shout out to my members. Love you guys. And yeah, I hope to see all of you next time. We're halfway to 90, which means, I don't know. Who knows? Will we get to 90? Maybe someday, maybe in this first batch, who knows? So stay tuned to watch that unfold. But until next time, guys, be well, live well, stay well. Much love, peace, and joy. Don't go anywhere. Much more fun to be had with pillars. See you guys then. Ciao for now.